Okay. Hello, my name is Fane-Cushing, and I would like to cure Alzheimer's disease using induced pluripotent stem cells. Alzheimer's disease is a form of dementia that affects your thinking and behavior. Alzheimer's disease accounts for around 60 to 80% of all dementia cases. Alzheimer's is also known for being something only older people can get, but around 200,000 Americans age 65 and younger experience cases. I've even heard of cases, even in like the 40s, 30s, of people getting Alzheimer's disease. Um, and Alzheimer's disease is a progressive disease that worsens over time. In the early stages, memory loss is mild, but in the late stages, patients lose the ability to carry conversations. Alzheimer's disease is the sixth leading cause of death in the United States, and on average, patients die within 4 to 8 years after their diagnosis. I personally know family members who have struggled with Alzheimer's disease and even just dementia in general, but Alzheimer's disease is what we're talking about. And it really is a pretty sad thing. And I think that it's something that needs to be addressed. And I know that there's been a lot of research that has gone into curing Alzheimer's, but I think that I currently have the best way of curing Alzheimer's disease. Um, the most common symptom in early cases is short-term memory loss or forgetting newly acquired information. The reasoning for this is because Alzheimer's usually starts in the cerebrum. This is good knowledge, because that's where we later on, I'll talk about it, but it's where we can, if we catch cases early, it's where we can insert iPSCs, and really know where they need to be. Um, and the cerebrum is where the learning is controlled. And as we talked about, it's a progressive disease, so it spreads. But in the early stages, um, there's mild memory loss, and that is understandable why, because it starts in the cerebrum. Um, and like our bodies, our brains eventually slow and die. Some of the signs our brains are dying are serious memory loss, confusion, and major changes in the way our mind works. Um, some severe symptoms include disorientation, mood and behavior changes, confusion about time, forgetting family members, friends, and caregivers, memory loss, and behavior changes. There can also be difficulty speaking, swallowing, and walking. I actually did not know about the swallowing part, and that is something that is super terrible. Seeing as how you kind of need to swallow in order to eat and drink and go about life. So that is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Um, your brain is made of 100 billion nerve cells called neurons, and these nerve cells connect with others to make communication networks. All these groups of nerve cells have specific functions like smelling, remembering, thinking, and one common metaphor used is that all of these cells work together like mini factories. They receive supplies, generate energy, construct equipment, and get rid of waste. And scientists believe that Alzheimer's disease prevents some of these uh, basic things from happening. Um, and some of these parts of the cells are unable to run. And as we all know, um, if one factory has a bit of a backup or a breakdown in like even the smallest of systems, things can spread and things can't be produced and things can't get done. Um, and it is very much unknown where Alzheimer's starts sometimes. But as I said before, scientists believe and doctors believe that they have a good understanding as to it starting in the cerebellum or cerebrum. And uh, as the damage spreads in the brain, cells lose their ability to do their jobs, and they die. which causes irreversible brain damage and irreversible changes in the brain, as well as behavior. And I can't lie, like, kind of thinking about, you know, my family personally has a lot of history with dementia and Alzheimer's in particular, and um, I can remember my grandmother, and both my grandmother and my grandfather struggled with dementia, and my grandmother actually had Alzheimer's disease, and I it was kind of scary because I had a great relationship with her, and I would go to the hospital, and she'd kind of sit there, and we would all kind of say hi, like, hi grandma, and she like wouldn't know who we were, um and so it was kind of sad, and to think about that happening, and just knowing that it happens all the time, and to people who are younger than my grandmother. um it's just devastating, and it is an absolutely devastating disease, as well as the fact that it literally accounts as, or doesn't account, it is the sixth leading cause of death in the United States. Absolutely terrible, and I definitely think that this is a step in the right direction. So my solution is that if we take induced pluripotent stem cells and create neurons, then we can either completely cure Alzheimer's disease or at least dampen cases. If we take skin or blood cells and turn them into an embryonic pluripotent state, then we can turn them into any cell found in the human body, like the neuron or brain cell. So the neuron is the brain cell. So neurons are anywhere from unipolar, bipolar, pseudo-nipolar, and multipolar cells. And basically, we can turn them into any one of these. We can differentiate them into any one of these. Um, and unipolar cells are our one of our sensory neurons. Bipolar, um, or yeah, bipolar is what deals with transferal of visual information. Um, Multipolar are our motor neurons, and these are probably what we're going to see mostly. IPSCs are these are what we believe to be what the IPSCs will most likely be turned into most of the time. So the multipolar, just because motor neurons are what control, like, the cerebrum, and just kind of the learning, and everything that goes into it. Um, and then unipolar, or pseudo unipolar cells are also sensory neurons. So yeah, and like I said, mostly we would be taking the motor neurons, or making motor neurons. Sometimes sensory neurons, but definitely mostly motor neurons. Um, so that means multipolar cells. And so in a surgical procedure, we would take these neurons and iPSCs that we have created neurons out of, and inject them into the brain. We would remove parts of the skull in places that we would need to inject using um, a needle, a sterile needle, um, and we would inject the iPSCs into the affected areas of the brain. And like I said earlier, hopefully that would just be the cerebrum, and hopefully we are able to catch cases early on. And if there's one good thing about Alzheimer's disease in this situation, it's that it usually just starts in one place. It almost always starts in one place. 99% of cases start in one place, and of course they spread. But if we're able to catch it early, then hopefully we will be able to reverse that, or at least dampen it. And obviously, uh, this would be an like utmost, the family and the patient decides what happens here. And when I say dampen the situation and the case, I basically mean making the symptoms come on slower, right? And basically, it sometimes isn't, the basic life that you would imagine, but it's at least you would get a little bit more time with your family. And of course, if you don't want that, you don't have to get induced pluripotent stem cells. And of course, we need funding in order to um, find out if this really does work. But I believe in my heart that this is absolutely going to work. And the cells will then take over the duties in the brain, and the disease will at least be dampened. And um, if not, then all of the affected cells will be replaced, and Alzheimer's will be cured. Um, and I just want to leave you guys with one idea, and with one final thing. Alzheimer's does not have to stay around. You know, many people have been the opposite of optimistic when it comes to Alzheimer's disease, and um, many families have been told you have Alzheimer's disease, you have 4 to 8 years, or depending on the case, you have X amount of time left. I want to be um, I want to be able to tell patients and their families, you know, you have Alzheimer's disease, but I want to let you know that there is a cure to Alzheimer's disease, and it is not going to affect the rest of your life, and it is not going to kill you. And that's what I will leave you guys with. And I want to say thank you guys so much for the opportunity to come in front of this board, and we would please love your funding. I think that this is absolutely a breakthrough in medical history. Thank you.